I was doing so well at not buying books this month till last night. Hello lovely people, my name is Nicole and today I am doing my February book haul. Every month I say that I'm gonna buy fewer books, and this month I was actually succeeding, and then last night I got like 4 new books. So maybe not so much. So just jumping right in, the first book I got was Morning Star by Pierce Brown. This is the third and final book in the Red Rising trilogy. I have not yet read Golden Sun, but I liked Red Rising enough that I just went ahead and got this one too. It just came out this month, and because my father is a very kind soul, he was willing to go to a Pierce Brown signing that I was not able to make it to because I was at school, and he went and got me a signed copy. So I now have a lovely signed copy of Morning Star by Pierce Brown, and I really need to at some point read Golden Sun because I want to finish this trilogy. It's so good. It's hard for me to get into a hard sci-fi mood. So, I don't know. Hopefully I'll read it soon though. Then the next book I got isn't actually technically a book, it's a musical script, and that is Heathers the Musical. I'm doing a project, big final essay thing in one of my classes on Heathers, and so I wanted to get the musical script so I had something more solid than just random clips on YouTube to base my research off of. If you don't know what Heathers is, it's based off of a movie from the 80s that's basically this sort of, what if you had like an 80s version of Mean Girls and then people started killing people. It's a very dark comedy, really good movie. I think it's on Netflix if you want to watch it. But then there was a musical adaptation that was written like 2011 or something like that. Then I got Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This is the short story collection that goes along with the Lunar Chronicles series. This has 9 short stories, the first 8 of which follow the characters sort of before the Lunar Chronicles start. They sort of give the characters origin stories, if you will, and then the last one functions as a grand epilogue to the series. And I already read this. I talked about it in my wrap-up, which I will link in the doobly-doo. Then I got Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is the sequel to Red Queen. It picks up almost immediately after Red Queen left off. I read the first 20 or so pages and then I just sort of wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but hopefully I will get around to this soon. If you don't know what Red Queen is about, it is a sort of fantasy dystopian kind of thing where there are people with silver blood, and those are the sort of the ruling class, and the people with red blood, and those are the commoners. And the people with silver blood have these cool powers, and one day a girl with red blood finds out that she may have some silver powers. Then I got the book that I have been waiting and just like dying all month for, all year, since the first one came out, and that is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I read this within like 2 days of it coming out. It was so good. I have a full video review for it, and I also talked about it in my wrap-up, both of which I will link in the doobly-doo. This picks up about 4 months after Darker Shade of Magic leaves off, and it follows the characters sort of dealing with some of the repercussions of things that happened in the previous book. If you don't know what A Darker Shade of Magic is about, it is about this man named Kel who has the power to travel between worlds, and he travels between 3 worlds in particular, 3 different versions of London with varying degrees of magic. And his official job is that he takes messages between the different rulers, and his unofficial job is that he is a smuggler, and one day something dangerous from one of the Londons falls into his hands and then is promptly stolen. It's quickly becoming one of my all-time favorite series. It's so good, and I was lucky enough to be able to go to her signing last night. So she signed my copy of Gathering of Shadows. She also signed my copy of A Dark Shade of Magic and Vicious. And she was so sweet, such just an angel of a person, absolutely adorable. I was so glad to have met her. It was a lot of fun. And then while I was at the signing, I also picked up these art cards for A Gathering of Shadows. They have some of the characters in the tournament in the book that are designed by Victoria Yang. There are pictures of them online. I'll see if I can find a link if you want close-up views. And then while burning time before that signing, I stopped by the comic book store and I picked up The Wicked and the Divine Volume 3 Commercial Suicide. This series is about this group of basically gods from various religions, and every 90 years they sort of resurface and are reborn, and then they are just absolutely, like, insanely famous for 2 years, after which they all die. Then I got Deadpool Classic Volume 2. This is just a collection of some of the older Deadpool stories. This edition has Deadpool number 2 through 8 and number -1, as well as the Daredevil Deadpool Annual 1997. Then I got Shades of Darkness by A.R. Kaler, I'm sorry. And I got this because he was also one of the authors at the Victoria Schwab event, and his book sounded really interesting. It's this sort of boarding school with like Norse mythology kind of thing. I don't know that much about what exactly happens, but from what I heard, it sounds really cool, and this one I also got signed. And this doesn't actually come out for about, I think, a week or so, but he had copies at the signing for people to pick up a week early. And then the last book I got was Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky, and this one just looks like it's gonna be absolutely hilarious. It's sort of a group of friends who are obsessed with this boy band, and then they accidentally kidnap a member, and from what I've seen, it's sort of a dark comedy kind of thing, and I really like this cover, just the really sort of simple, bold font kind of thing. I think it's really, really cool. Alright, so those are all the books I got this month. If you read any of these and you think that I should pick up one absolutely immediately, let me know in the comments. I love you, and I'll see you later.